Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be taking on this absolute disaster of a car. It's a 2007 Mazda 3 and it needs some serious work. From the exterior pressure wash and detail to the inside that's full of dirt, sand and other debris, the seats are coming out and the vacuum and extractor are going to get a major workout today. By the end of this video, you aren't even going to recognize that it's the same car. Well, maybe you will because all the rust gives it away. But either way, the transformation is going to be spectacular, so stay tuned. Alright guys, well as I get to work on the car, you can probably see that there's a fair bit of rust on it. Now it's not so bad on the passenger side here, but the driver's side is terrible, so I'll make sure to spray a little further away over the rusted out spots so I don't end up making them any worse. Moving to the wheel well, where a surprising amount of mud came out, and to give you what little background I have on the vehicle, I guess it was recently purchased from a woman who basically abandoned the car for several years after the transmission went on it, and I'm not sure, but I have to think that either a window or the sunroof must have been open at some point, since there's quite a few leaves inside the car. But as for the rest of the mess, well, I really can't explain how you end up with that much dirt inside a car, or how all the birdseed ended up in the trunk. Alright, well before I can spray out the trunk jam here, I need to gather up as much of this debris as I can, and the fact that the jam is so full tells me this car must have sat for quite a number of years, likely underneath trees. But anyways, once it's all scooped out, I'll very carefully blast the rest out with the pressure washer. Okay, with the car nicely foamed up now, I'll take the opportunity to use my boar's hair detail brush on all the crevices around the car to lift any dirt or debris out that the pressure washer might have missed. Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human who lives in this world who is going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. 6 years ago, when I was still working my desk job, I was working with some really rotten people who were making my life miserable. I sought out therapy and it fundamentally changed my outlook on life. Fast forward to today, and I own 2 very successful businesses, and I'm happier than I've ever been. And that's why I'm so excited to share with you today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding the right therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/detailgeek. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. And because therapy is a little like dating, if you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a really common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a different therapist at no additional cost without having to worry about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. We all know how important mental health is, so don't take yours for granted. I regularly see a BetterHelp therapist to help keep my mind as clean as I'm making this car. Now, if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/detailgeek. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel.
Now that the car is dry, I'll open up the trunk and grab the carpet liner in here so I can quickly dump off all the loose dirt and what I'm sure is birdseed, and then get to work with some of my carpet cleaner, drill brush, and pressure washer. But I have to say I'm honestly shocked at how thick this carpet is. Usually the trunk liner has even worse carpet than the interior does, but this Mazda is completely backwards. This trunk liner has way plusher carpet than the Velcro-like stuff that's inside. Okay guys, well it's time to get to work on the interior, but before I can do anything in here, I need to unbolt the seats with a 14mm socket, and then I'll disconnect the electrical connection underneath the seat before disconnecting the battery, as that way I'll avoid any issue with the airbags in the seats or the vehicle throwing a code. And then after a quick peek at what I'm dealing with, which oddly includes a very large number of dead flies, I'll grab the vacuum and get to work. Now as I work on sucking up the overwhelming amount of dirt in this section here, I wanted to let you know that the new Yard Geek video will be released tomorrow, October 7th at 9 AM Eastern Time, so please make sure you check that one out. You guys have been showing the new channel a ton of love and support, and I truly appreciate it. I am super excited for this new venture and I can't wait to share it with you all, so don't miss the new video coming tomorrow. Moving to the driver's section, and as this is the very first Mazda vehicle that I've ever detailed, I really wasn't sure what to expect in terms of the interior quality, and despite it being on the cheaper end of things, the carpet thus far hasn't been horrible to deal with. Now, not saying it's good, because it's definitely very low quality carpet, but given the mess in here, I expected it to be putting up much more of a fight, so I guess overall I'd say the interior quality isn't great, but it cleans up well. Now, since it was easier to reach the far end of the trunk by laying the back seats down, that's exactly what I'll do, and even the carpet material on the back of the seats here is better quality than the rest of the carpet, so while that's confusing to me, I'm certainly not going to complain, as it makes my job of getting all the dirt and birdseed cleaned up even easier. Okay, as I get started on cleaning the passenger seat here, the black fabric makes it hard to tell exactly how dirty the seat is, but once I start making passes with the extractor, you'll see that this seat was actually really dirty, so it's nice to see all that brown water getting sucked up. Moving to the back seat now, and if you've ever wondered what products and tools I use in my details, well, I've got them all linked down in the description for you, so feel free to take a look if you're interested. And everything I use, with the exception of my pressure washer and extractor, are very reasonably priced, like my carpet cleaner I'm using here. You can find it on my website at detailgeekautocare.com in both 16 ounce and gallon sizes. Here's the slurry of nasty water pulled from the Mazda today. Gross. Now thankfully for me, the interior plastics of this car weren't super dirty, so a little bit of my all-purpose cleaner and steamer will have everything looking new in no time. Moving back outside now, and with some of my ceramic spray coating in hand, I'll get to work boosting the depth and gloss of this paint, and we'll also give it a nice hydrophobic layer of protection as we head into winter.
All right guys, well 10 long hours is what it took to undo the insane disaster and to make this Mazda 3 look brand new again. And there's no question that this vehicle is worth several thousand more than what it rolled in here earlier. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you smash the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to check out the new Yard Geek video. And as always guys, enjoy the guitar outro and I'll catch you in the next one.